Drop the windows again. The smile on my face just says it. Hello guys, Bobby Drives here. So today, I actually can't believe it, I've got my first Porsche on the channel. And it's no ordinary Porsche, this is the Porsche Panamera. It's actually the anniversary edition, so that's why you might see on the side, it says Panamera 10. I'll go through that in a little while, but I'm absolutely stoked that I've actually got a Porsche. And just this, look at it, it's a beautiful looking car. It's massive, by the way guys, I was driving it and it's a super wide car. We're going to go around, check all the features from the inside and outside, go for a drive and take from there. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you don't miss any new videos. Smash the likes button if you did like it. And don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. So guys, I'll start with giving an overview over the Porsche Panamera history. They had one at the beginning in the late 1980s and 1990s. It wasn't a good looking car. It didn't sell that much either, and that quickly faded out. The Panamera fully started in 2009. It came to the UK by 2010. And to be honest, I didn't like it at all. I liked the front because it looked like a Porsche, but the back, it looked like a mushroom. It's like a big bulge. Not many people liked it. However, Porsche did sell many units, but it wasn't a good looking car. It didn't get the best feedback or reviews. Then this one, the second generation, came out in 2016. Bear in mind this is the 2020 model, and I think they've improved it so much more. It's just a little bit closer to the floor, it's a little bit wider, it's a little bit longer, it's got more of a flat profile. The back doesn't have that big hunch anymore, and it does actually look nice. I really do like this. And bear in mind guys, like I said, it's a 2020. The 2021's just come out, which is still the same generation of this, but it's effectively a facelift. The front bumper is a little bit different, so with the lights and other bits and bobs, but effectively it's still the same generation as this. Another thing which is really special with this car in particular, now this is the Panamera 10, meaning it's a 10-year anniversary from when the first Panamera 1 came out in 2010. So this has a whole lot of extras. The first things that you'll notice are the big gold 21-inch alloy wheels. Now they're extra to the 10-year anniversary. The Panamera 10 logos on the side, same with the side door sills. You get loads of extras inside that you'd normally expect in a Turbo S, such as the panoramic roof, the Burmeister speakers, the bolstered seats. So they've literally chucked everything out to it because this is like the anniversary edition, and it's lovely. It's effectively the turbo sort of spec, but in the 4 or the 4E hybrid in this case. It's getting a bit cold, so I thought I'd put my jacket on. So next thing we're going to talk about guys are the engines available in this Panamera. Now there's quite a few, so take note. So starting with the Panamera 4, 4 stands for 4-wheel drive. The standard one comes with a 2.9 litre V6 turbocharged petrol, and that produces 325 brake horsepower. Then you can get the 4S, which is the same engine, and that produces 440 brake horsepower. Then you can get the GTS, which is more of a track-focused Panamera. It's got black wheels, it's lowered, the suspension's slightly a bit more stiffer, and that's a 4-litre V8, and that has 480 brake horsepower. Or you can go for the Big Daddy, which is the Turbo S. Now, previously, let's say last year, that had 550 brake horsepower. Now the facelift has come out, it's now producing 620 brake horsepower. It's a power rocket. And bear in mind guys, all those 4 engines I mentioned, you have an option of adding the electric motor onto it with a few batteries, so then they effectively become e-hybrids. Every single one of those would then gain an extra 130 brake horsepower. So going to this 4 e-hybrid, it should have 325 or 330 brake horsepower, but because it has the electric motor, this actually produces 460 brake horsepower. The Turbo S is the only one where you don't get the full 130 brake horsepower added to it. You get only 70 brake horsepower to it, but that means the top one has still got 690 brake horsepower, guys. It's ridiculous. At that big one, we get you 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, top speed of 190 miles an hour. This one will still get you 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds and a top speed of 172 miles an hour. So yeah, they're the engine ranges, guys. I've taken this for a drive, and I've got to say, for this being a 2.9 litre V6 with the e-hybrid, it's just brilliant. It's got enough power, it sticks to the road because it's 4-wheel drive, of course. and it's just been a fantastic car to drive. Another thing to mention, this being a hybrid, it's got all the luminous greens around the Panamera badges and on the side, and I really like it. I heard some people saying they don't really like it. I do. It makes the car stand out, makes it a little bit more unique. Next thing I'm going to move on is the size of this car. Now admittedly, it's not the longest of cars, like the Mercedes S-Class or the BMW 7 Series is actually longer than this, but it's a super wide car. When I just took it for a test drive now, I had to be super careful because yeah, I really noticed that this is a wide car. I'm not sure if the Porsche 911 Turbo is as wide as this, but you notice it. And think about it guys, this is longer, wider, and it's lower than the predecessor Panamera Generation 1, so it's a huge improvement. And as I stand here now guys, this is 5 meters long. Next, we'll move on to the prices for these cars. So you can buy a Porsche Panamera brand new from as little as £68,000. Well, I say it's little, but that's almost £70,000. This particular one, being the Panamera 10 edition, was priced at £116,000. So I'm still so appreciative that the owner's giving me this car because it's worth so much. So thank you very much, you know who you are. However, if you went to the Turbo S, they go all the way up to £160,000, probably even a little bit more with all the extras. It's just crazy. But if you can't afford it, guys, go and get one. It is just a phenomenal car. And like I said, it's got 4 seats. Well, this one's got 5 seats, in fact. You've got a hatchback boot, so you've got enough space for your golf clubs and whatever bits and bobs you need to put in there. It's still a Porsche. It's super fast. You'll know when I take it for a test drive. It just drives like a Porsche, but yeah, I can put loads of people in there and go for a long drive down the other side of the UK. It's a brilliant car. It's an all-rounder. I really actually like this position because the way you guys are looking at the car right now, you can't really even tell this is a Panamera. It actually looks like a normal Porsche. As soon as you come around the side, you'll see the extra doors. But yeah, just giving you a view from the front. One thing I really like about this bonnet, it doesn't actually go all the way down to the bottom. It actually just sits in this crease line here. I'll show you the engine in a minute. Talking about these lights, so these are the LED matrix lights. What that means, if you are driving towards other oncoming cars, these lights will start to turn off so you don't blind them. What's really good, even if your lights are reflecting off like a sign, etc., it'll also dim the lights down so it doesn't affect other drivers. It's a really cool light and they light up really well. The next thing is, guys, I just love the side wing, the arches, the way it's sculpted and the shape, and the way it goes all the way to the back. It's just a really good detailed car. Looks a lot better than the previous generation. And Porsche, give you credit. You've had many years on this and you finally got it to a point where it actually looks decent. And talking about the swooping lines, you can just see how the wind will just travel all the way down there, straight off the car. You've got a beautiful spoiler. Unfortunately, it's not the Beetle spoiler where it opens up and then flings out into 2. This is just one spoiler piece which opens up. Another thing is, this does have the brake light which goes all the way across the back of the car. Unfortunately, this is the one which does have a gap in the middle, so it's not a complete continuation. The 2021 facelift, Porsche has somehow been able to get this light to go all the way across without having this gap in the middle. It's not the end of the world with me, but guys, just look at the back compared to the previous Panamera. The Panamera was just, this looks really nice. I think they've done a huge comparison to it. I mean, next thing to move on are the quad exhausts. Now I really do like them. You've got 2 on either side that are black. You do get 4 different designs. Now the normal Panamera only has like a square or rectangle sort of exhaust. This had a quad exhaust. Same with the GTS, same with the turbo, but the turbos are slightly like squared off but doubled. But yeah, really nice exhaust. I'm going to turn it on so you can hear what it sounds like. How nice did that sound? I loved all those pops and bangs and a burble. Unfortunately, this does have the rev software limiter, which only lets you rev to about 3,500 to 4,000 revs. So I can imagine if that was removed, this would really scream out, but just a lovely sound. And guys, you probably saw the spoiler going up and down, so I was pressing the button in there, which makes it go up and down. Another feature I like are these doors. Now, if you open these doors, they will stay pretty much any place that you put them. So if I put them there, or I move them here, it just stays. It doesn't swing by if you're on a hill or like closed shut, which is really good. So if I put it there, it would just stay there. It's just brilliant. Another thing I really like, as soon as you close the doors, it's got soft closing doors. These side vents are also really cool, and they actually do work. They pass air from the tyres or the brakes straight through the side, so it just makes it a little bit more aerodynamic. So guys, now we're inside the car. It's just a beautiful place to be in. The whole quality of this place, the dashboard, the levers, the materials, it just feels of a really superior build. The steering was absolutely lovely. I've got the paddle shifts here, which are driven by an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Super sharp between the gears, it's just so responsive. But going back to the steering wheel, this car does have the sports chrono package, so you get this little dial on your steering wheel where you're able to go from different sports or being electric, hybrid mode, or sports plus, so it's a really good extra. In the middle of it, there's a button that you press. Now if you press that, it basically puts the power and its traction all in the right place for 20 seconds. So if you're about to overtake someone, it's best to press that button and it puts all the power in the right place. I absolutely love that. The second thing I like about the Sports Chrono package is the dial that you have in the dashboard. Now that's actually a timer, and it goes 0 to 60 seconds, so you know how fast you're going around a lap. Again, I bet not many drivers use it, but it's just like a quirky little thing that it's quite nice that Porsche have that on there. You have some other bits which are included, but I'm not going to go through all of them. Oh, one thing I would mention, you've got the individual button here, so you can set this car to be maybe soft steering wheel, heavy acceleration, heavy gearbox. You can set it to each way that you want. But guys, going back to this being a hybrid, what's really nice, when you're driving and you brake, that braking actually charges the batteries, and you can actually charge car as you're going along. But generally speaking, it is a plug-in hybrid, so you'll plug in overnight, and yeah, it'll be charged by the morning. You can get some super fast chargers, which will do in like 4 hours. This does have the 7.2 kilowatt system, so it charges a lot quicker than the 3.6 kilowatt system, and that's part of this being the 10-year anniversary edition. Moving on to the center cockpit, I just love it because it's all like a black mirror finish, and it's just beautiful, although you do get shiny spots or like reflections when the sun's out, but it's just beautiful. And what I like, you've got loads of buttons here, like say your heated seats or your temperature, etc. But what's nice, when you press it, it actually clicks and it vibrates, so you know that you're doing something. It's kind of similar to like the Audi Q8 I did. It's got the same sort of system in there, but I really like how you press it and it vibrates, so you know you've actually pressed the button. Everything else is quite hidden in an infotainment screen, so as you can see, I've got a rear view camera, I've got a bird's eye view of the whole car, so it tells me if I'm getting close to a curb. It's actually a 12.3 inch screen, so it's quite big. But yeah, if I go through some options, that was just the parking. I've got my phone, I've got my media, I've got my sat nav. I can control my spoiler from the back if I want to go up and down. It's all touchscreen, and it's just really sensitive, and it works really good. I think it's a really good system. A lot of people said like they prefer the Mercedes or the BMWs. I do like the Mercedes infotainment system, I've got to admit, but I think this Porsche design is wonderful. But if I go back to car, I can go through the driving modes like e-power, hybrid, sports plus, effectively the same as what this dial does on the steering wheel. This does also have air suspension, so if I'm driving, there's a high curb, I can press a button and the car will actually raise. And it's really, really comfortable. Sometimes when you do go over a pothole, because the tyres are quite thick and these are 21-inch alloys, you can actually feel the bumps here and there, but generally it is quite a supportive drive. There's another really cool thing about this car, guys. So you've got your air vents on the side, but you've actually got one in the middle. Now, I'd probably want to grab it and try and move it, but I'd actually probably end up breaking it. To adjust the center vent, you actually go back to the climate control on your infotainment screen, and it's all electronically controlled. So I'll grab this and it'll actually move the vent for me, up or down, left or right, as in the blades in the middle. And it's just brilliant. You know, it's a little bit over engineered. I'll be a bit worried about passengers who don't know that I have this and they could just use it and potentially break it. What's also quite nice, when you're driving, this screen can be a bit of a pain in terms of going from sat-nav, media, to telephone or whatever you want to go on. So you've actually got short buttons here on your center cockpit. So if you need to go to your phone, you can actually just press it and just go to it. One thing I would say, these top buttons don't actually vibrate. They'll click, so you know you clicked on it, but it won't give you the vibrating sensation like your heated seats example. Another really cool thing about this gear lever in the middle, your park button is down here, so you can press that and it'll put the car in park. You can control by going into reverse or neutral by up and down. But what's really cool, if you shift it to the left, so you're in manual mode and you're controlling your gears up and down, if you press P, it will automatically come to the right and recenter back in the middle all by itself. It's just brilliant. It's like it's got a little motor in there which actually electronically moves that gear lever. And what I also really like, when you turn the car off, all the lights disappear on your centre cockpit. So you just got this one big piece of black glass, and it doesn't look like there's anything there. As soon as you turn the car on, they all light back up. Another thing which is really good, this screen could be a little bit fidgety, but it's really nice for your temperature, for your climate inside. You've got manual buttons here that you can just actually press and use. In the centre cockpit, you've got two cup holders, one for a slightly smaller bottle, like a 500ml bottle. This would take like maybe a litre size bottle, but it's nice you've got two different sizes if you've got a bigger cup. I can press this button on the side, lift up the centre arm area, and I've got a bit of storage in there. I've got my USB devices, a 12-volt charging point, a little light in there, so quite a good amount of storage. Just above where there's a Panamera logo, if I press that, I've actually got a perfect area to put the keys. Loads of storage in the side door bins. You can easily fit a litre size bottle of water, probably if not more. The glove box is of a decent size. It's all Velcro, so it's nice and smooth in here. Up the top, you've got two slots for your SD cards and a SIM card. No one really uses SIM cards nowadays, as in the phone just connects via Bluetooth. This does also come with Apple CarPlay, so you can just connect your phone to it and it just makes life really easy. You do have two sunroofs, so I can open up the first one and then the second one. It's a shame that you've got this bar in the middle, so it's not joined completely. There's one thing I don't like, is the way that you start this car. So it's keyless entry and keyless go, so I've got the key in my pocket. Normally you'd have a start button here on the right, but instead you've got like this lever or this knob. It's meant to replicate the back of the key, but you turn that and that's how the car starts. I just wonder why they didn't put a button there. Now moving on to the driver's display. What's really nice, you have 5 dials, but the funny thing is, the one in the middle is actually an analog dial. That's your rev counter, so that's actually a physical needle. The two to the left and two to the right are actually LED screens, and you can configure them to show loads of different bits like your miles per gallon, your fuel, etc. But what's really nice, the 2 dials on the right, I can press the sat-nav button to be displayed in here, and those 2 dials actually disappear, and it shows me the sat-nav just there, and it's just great visibility. You're driving, the sat nav's just there. It just makes it a bit easier. But I really do like how the rev counter is in the middle. It reminds me of like the older Porsches and the way that they would always be focused on the rev and not the top speed. But yeah, brilliant. In the back you got enough space for 3 people. The one in the middle might find it a little bit tight, but you can actually fit 3 people on there. You've got 2 USB ports. Well, actually in fact 3 USB ports. So each passenger's got their own USB ports. Also, part of the 10-year anniversary, you do get a Burmeister sound system in here. Amazing quality. I think it's got like 16 speakers, but it really does rock in here. But what's really nice, you've got these nice lights which go around the speakers and in the car, and you can change them from blue, red, orange, or whatever you'd like. But it's really nice that it gives this really nice ambient feeling inside this car. One thing I'm not too sure about this centre cockpit, to control your volume, you'd think it's this knob here, but it's not. It's actually to control the screen. To control the volume, it's here, this little wheel, but it's just, I just feel it's in the wrong place. It really should have been here. In terms of safety, this has obviously got ABS, traction control. You've got Porsche Active Safe, which will make you aware of anything which is coming towards you if you're about to hit something. It's got lane keep assist, lane change assist, parking assist. The parking cameras are brilliant. I can actually see all around me from a bird's eye view. I can actually see the white lines to the side of me, or the camera which is here. Right guys, let's take it for a drive. Quite reserved. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that is quick. That is, oh my god. Guys, I keep saying it's just such a nice place to be in. The quality of this car, all the buttons are where they need to be. It feels superior, it feels luxurious, it feels expensive, and it goes super fast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into Sports Plus. Sports Plus now. You can hear the tone. Let me open the windows so you can hear the sound a little bit. Oh, I love the pops and the burble. What a sound. And especially because it's 4-wheel drive, there's no wheel spin. It just puts the power down nice and easily. I feel really confident in this car. It is just lovely, and I love the steering wheel. Adjust my seat a bit. By the way, the seats are 14-way adjustable, so it's perfect for this. There you go, guys. Now it's only in hybrid mode. Wow. But let's put it back in Sports Plus. Put the windows down. Oh, it's unbelievable. It just flies, honestly. Wow. It's my first Porsche, and honestly, what a Porsche drive. The paddle shifts are so responsive. Every time I put my foot down, it just goes poof. It actually just throws you forward. Another really cool thing this car has, part of the Sports Chrono package, I have a boost button. So if I press that, and let's say I need to overtake someone or need to do something really quickly, if I press that, it puts the car all in its right power band for 20 seconds. So let's try it. If I press it, amazing. Oh, absolutely amazing. Oh. That power band button is just perfect. Like I say, if you need to overtake, you've just got it there. Because I've got in Sports Plus, the gears are just primed and ready. Again, that burble. Oh, love it. Drop the windows again. The smile on my face just says it. And the way it just holds and grips. Wow. Oh, God. Honestly, that was like a proper genuine wow. So I was just going around a bend and I put my foot down a little bit and it just sticks. Oh, this is something special. And can you believe it, guys? So like I said, this is only a 2.9 litre V6. It's got the electric motor, so it's an e-hybrid. That's why it's got 460 brake horsepower, and that's why it's super fast. This would hit 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. Some people say 4.4 seconds, but it's quick. And again, what's really good with that electric motor, just in the motor itself, I can get up to 80 miles an hour. They'll quickly die out though. And on normal speeds, just using an electric motor, I've got a range of up to 20 miles. So it's not that bad. And it just works together. When this car's on a motorway, it's so good on fuel. It's just, I mean, I looked at the stats of it. This potentially can get up to 80 miles per gallon. Probably not the way I'm driving it, but one more time, guys. That noise is just phenomenal, and the power deliverance is just brilliant. Right. Honestly, and like I said, this is only 2.9 litre V8. I mean, the 2.9 litre V6. You don't need a 4S. You don't even need the big turbo. Oh, that sound. Honestly, you don't. This has just got so much power to it. And like I said, I reviewed the M6 recently. This will give it a good race. It will actually beat it because it's got the four-wheel drive. It's got less power, but the way it just puts the power down. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Oh, the way that this car drives, guys. For me, just to sum it up, it can be completely luxurious and comfortable and very docile, a nice relaxed car. And you can put it just into E, so it's just using an electric motor. So let's say you're driving into London, example, you can beat the congestion charge and the ULEZ charge because you're not using any combustion. But at the same time, you can put Sports or Sports Plus and it completely changes, and it has that real feel of a Porsche. This is a great car. Oh, look, guys, I've got to be really careful because this car is so wide and so big. But honestly, it offers it all. The sports car, the storage, because it's technically a hatchback, the way the boot lifts. So you've got loads of storage for your golf clubs or wherever if you need to put that in here. Super powerful, like a Porsche should be, but super comfortable and really practical. So guys, that brings us to the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I've absolutely loved driving this car. It's totally different to what I've driven in the past, probably because I haven't driven a Porsche before, but I've always loved my BMW, AIM cars, Mercedes and AMGs, but this is just different. If you are looking for a super saloon, this is a real good contender. Like I said, it'll fit 4 to 5 people comfortably. You've got a massive boot, so if you're going away for a long weekend, it's not a problem. It's got the looks. Porsche's made a really good design on this. And lastly, it is a Porsche. So it drives like a Porsche, it feels like a Porsche, and it just gives me that thrill. So I've been so happy driving this car. I can't wait to take it for a spin again, but it's just an all-rounder beautiful car, guys. And like I said, if you've got the budget, seriously consider one of these because they are great. And also because the facelift is coming out and the Taycan's coming out, this is starting to drop in price. So if you are looking for a second-hand one, you'll probably find them at quite a good price. But that's the end of the review, guys. I'm really sorry it's quite windy, so the mic's not probably picking everything up. But if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Do hit the bell notification button so you'll be notified for all my new videos. Smash the like button if you like tips, it really does help me. And don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. But until next time, guys, keep safe and I'll see you then. The way across the car. Unfortunately, It's not the facelift where it goes completely across here.